What's up, world? What's up, world? It's your boy Malik Wali, and we out here at the Grand Rapids Neighborhood Summit. We out here celebrating and coming together with the people to try to put something together for the city of Grand Rapids. As y'all know, I'm an energy consultant, so I'm trying to bring, my trades to the community. So y'all get with us, check us out, and stay tuned.
Welcome here, our presenters for today, Village.
How y'all doing?
Hello. How y'all doing? Hello. Welcome. So my name is Raven. I am a licensed MDARD profession. I licensed in CMOS, which is basically like a superfood. It's very popular. It helps heal the body. It has 92 minerals out of the 102 in the human body. It helps cleanse the lymphatic system. It's like it's a mucus decongester, antiviral, antibacterial, and it helps with thyroid health and so many different things, mental clarity and all that good stuff. So it's basically like a superfood. I've been doing it for about 7 years. We've been licensed through the state for about 3 years now. And basically we kind of want to bring more health and wellness to the community, kind of transform the mindset of the way that we eat, the way that we think, the things that we listen to, and just completely change our environment. So this is my partner, my husband, Michael here as well. He can kind of introduce himself.
I'm Michael. Nice to meet you all.
He'll be passing out brochures of exactly what type of products that we offer in our business. We have a wellness center out in Wyoming, but we also do community work in Grand Rapids as well. But we have like a calisthenics gym. He also specializes in outside fitness. Where basically we want you to stay grounded with the earth, and just learn how to connect with nature. So our main goal is to kind of transform not just the adults but also the children, the youth is the future, and to put more emphasis on the youth and what they bring to our future. Did you want to add anything about your bio? I sure will.
I'm gonna introduce myself again. My name is Michael. What we're trying to bring to the youth and to adults is balancing your energy. A lot of people are not into nature as I feel they should be, so this is kind of where our journey begins with the village, to spread it amongst the community of Grand Rapids. I'm pretty much a naturalist, so I try to do everything as natural as possible when it comes to eating, when it comes to sleeping, waking up, doing the affirmations. A lot of people don't know to get up every day and say, hey, I am great. I am here, I am living, I am a part of God's creation. I am loved. So we do those things every day in my home. We do those with our children. So we've been doing this, like she said, for about 8 to 10 years now. And our goal is just to press this upon the people, to get everybody to know that we can be great, that we can.
He can pain in his body the second he doesn't have it, but it's a natural, it comes straight from the West Coast, the East Coast. It grows on a rock. Rocks have been here for millions and billions of years, okay? It grows and it has plenty of minerals. So it literally replenishes all of your organs in the body.
So what are you making, what do you do? Are you taking, is this a substance that we're turning into a drink, or how do you consume it?
Yep, so it's just a gel. So right now we only have it in gel format, and then we also have it in pill capsules as well.
Yeah.
But we want the kids to kind of help us turn it into a jelly, turn it into a peanut butter spread. We can do more with it, but right now it's a gel. It comes very hard. It's dehydrated. We have to hydrate it first. What we do is we soak it in spring water for about 12 hours, and we allow it to listen to 428 hertz. I don't know if you've ever heard of like how powerful water is and how it holds memory, but water holds memory. So we only soak it in spring water, and we allow it to listen to powerful healing vibrations while it soaks overnight. And then after that, we clean it and clip it really good. We clean it and clip it before we soak it. And we do 3 different washes, and we don't cook any of our product. We use a tea, and that's how we break down the cellular walls to make
Well, if you call us, we'll get you some.
If you call us, we'll give you a free sample of whatever flavors we have available. But basically our goal is to kind of do something like that. So not only will the kids learn how to structure a business, but also have those home life skills as well. So, with them, you know, if a parent wanted to be involved in that, they will, you know, win certain type of monthly, prize raffles, whether it's a tablet, it's a gift card, whatever. We're kind of open to anything to kind of draw the community in, coupons, you know what I mean, things of that nature. Leaderboard recognition, wellness trips and camps for, our top sellers. So we have property up north and we really want to build on that property. It has its own water septic tank. It has, we have about 12 acres up there. We have more than enough room to garden. We currently have a garden at our location as well. We had about 20 different crops grown last year. Our kids are in the dirt, in the soil, tilling the soil, literally planting the seeds, straight from seed. You know, we don't buy already, you know, grown vegetables or, you know, no, we plant straight from the seed. Tomatoes, corn, melons, so many different things, cucumbers. It's just amazing to see the kids actually wanting to, you know, not be afraid of dirt, you know, and not being afraid of these things, you know, and I got 3 girls. My son don't really get involved, but the girls are into it, you know? So, but if there was some money involved, trust me, if there was some type of incentive involved, he will be on it. Absolutely. So
What's the age requirement for them?
we're looking for ages 8 through 24, really. Yeah, I don't want to give up on you at 18 years old. You know, there's different things that older, you know, young adults can do as well. So, but our age for our children are
11, 9, 7, and 5.
so many of them you gotta think.
Still pretty young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
four
Not even
kids.
teenagers yet.
No, not at all. And, just to assist off of what she's saying as far as building the village, when she was saying how the neighborhood kids come to our house,
Yes.
they're more attracted to how we're raising their friends to them. You know, they're watching my son and my daughters
Yeah.
do certain
Like role
things.
models.
Yeah, so
That's
they come
awesome.
over there and they're like, "You're doing what? Oh, we doing a garden." They're like, "Gardening?" Or, "Oh, we're jumping on the trampoline." "Why you jumping on the trampoline?" You know, it's good for you. It's fun. You know, so a lot of kids, they may run across the street. I may not even know them. They're just interested in the lifestyle that we're putting out there. So that's our biggest thing, is to approach Grand Rapids and the youth to give them a different mindset on the negativity that they're always around.
You guys are a great asset to your neighborhood, so that's good because, you know, I can pick up those behaviors that your kids is picking up and teach me something good,
Right.
and I can take it home,
Exactly.
you know, and create that lifestyle in my household, so that's good.
Exactly.
And you can tell they come to our household because they know that they're being raised differently.
Yeah,
You know,
they love it.
like our kids they listen to meditation music every night, like clockwork for the last 7 years.
Yeah.
Like they would tell Mom,
And if
I'm
it
ready
ain't
for
on,
meditation.
they're, "Hey, Dad,
We need it.
can you turn the meditation on?" "Oh, I got you."
You just listen to positive quotes and stuff like that?
So
Yeah.
it's like a vibration. So it's called it's so many different vibrations, like 428 hertz or 999 hertz.
So
So
much difference.
yeah,
Yes.
it's just different vibrations. that
And,
they
and they're all on YouTube.
It's like music, but not. If you like, I
Like
used to raise my
instrumental.
first and.
So say you typed in meditation for the night, it'll
Yeah.
give you a list of things you can listen to in
So they
right
have
in
free
certain hertz
music
that's
on.
good for your
Yeah,
body.
everything.
Yeah.
So they may recommend one that you're listening to is all to deal with your stomach, or it's
Yeah.
one for you may have a headache
Yeah.
to, you know,
Nice.
settle you out. And then you can type in for affirmations where you're hearing someone say different powerful words to you, which is where I picked it up. I used to do it without the meditation for my kids. Every night before we go to bed, they're asking me to rub on their head, and I would do like just a massage on their brain, and I would massage their head, and I would just whisper different big positive words in their ear. So they request that every night. Sometimes
So
my
that's-
daughter is calling me in the room, "Dad, can you say," and then I say what? She like, "Say those words." "Oh, you want to hear some affirmations?" You know, and you're waking up off of that in your memory.
Nice.
Mhm.
And you carry that throughout your day, which could really cause you to have a really good day.
That hurt, yes.
Or be ready for the BS, you know?
That's true.
When, such into my work, I'm an armed security, so I deal with a lot of people that may be having a bad day.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I help individuals to pretty much bring their life together. So I got a client where I take him to the mall, we read books, cause these are things he's not able to do with his parents. So I'm more like his big brother, and I'm showing him how to balance his lifestyle. You know, you need to save your money. You want a house one day, don't you? You don't want to stay with your parents all your life. And so we're guiding him into that so he can get better, so one day he can leave home with these positive affirmations or with a life skill that I'm teaching him to balance his life.
So have there been studies done to show, obviously there's probably creates good mental health and physical health and spiritual health and etc. Are there times of the day or at night or in the morning, has there been studies done to see like, when is the best time to like play that stuff and like use those vibrations or affirmations, or it doesn't matter?
For me, I'm only going off of what I've taught myself, so I'm pretty sure there are studies, but I do it all day until I go to sleep. So I will give you my daily routine. I wake up, I'm up at 6 a.m. I don't eat until 10 a.m. because I'm letting my organs relax. I'm letting them rejuvenate, not putting them under so much pressure when you're waking up. Because a lot of people like to get up, eat. Yeah, now you're slowing yourself down.
You're breaking your fast.
Yeah, you're breaking your fast. Your mental is not there. It's not clear as it would be if you didn't have anything inside of your organs. So I don't eat until 10 a.m. and then when I do eat, I'm eating me some granola, some fruits. Work my way into 12, 1 o'clock, I may have some veggies. By 5, 6, we're having one meal, and that's a light meal. So by 8, 9 o'clock, I'm done eating again. And through that day, I'm listening to affirmations. In my ear, if I got my earbuds on, I get home, I turn on meditation. When I'm cleaning and doing laundry, I may play some tribal music just to get you in that vibe where you're not hearing so much distraction. Helps the kids do their homework, just helps the house flow, helps the day flow.
Go ahead.
Question?
Are y'all whole food vegans?
No, we are not vegan. So that's another thing that's very important. We consider ourselves conscious eaters. We did the vegan thing. Don't get me wrong, we did do the vegan thing. The only thing is I recommend veganism if you're trying to completely get rid of a dis-ease in the body. So whether you have diabetes or, cancer, then I would recommend you to do vegan, yes. Now, I'm not against being a vegan by no means, but the thing is we do very, like he just said, we do very small portions of meat. So 1 pound of meat can feed my family of 6. 2 chicken breasts, I slice that up with, yes, just 2 chicken breasts, literally.
You like, I need some
All
more
6
chicken.
of us, it can feed us, because what you
Y'all
do
grocery
is,
bill is low.
It can get high on the veggies and the fruits, but it's still a good balance there with not piling up on so much meat.
yes, all fresh produce. So like he was saying in the morning time, breakfast is, you break it down, you're breaking your fast. You're sleeping for 8 hours, your body is fasting, it's eliminating all of the toxins in the body. That's why when you wake up, you have to use the restroom. So if you just throw, pork and eggs right on, after you broke your fast, now your body has to rework itself. And you're putting it through more stress than it needs to be. You just woke up. You want your body to have easy things to digest like fruits and vegetables.
I'm just taking an interest in this because I got high blood pressure, so it sounds like a good.
I had high blood pressure before as well. At a young age. And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, how do I have high blood pressure? But it was what I was eating. And things I was putting my life into, different stressors that you can just get rid of by changing your life, transforming your energy.
So we do want to make it as cost friendly as possible. So that's why we have like the neighborhood development of only being $20 for your kids to, come to this workshop. We don't want to make it too expensive where now, you can't even afford it. But if you do the math and you say $20 and we have 1,000 kids, that's $20,000 in 1 month. Now in 12 months, that's $240,000 with just 1,000 households putting in $20 a month. That's $240,000 in 1 year. Now imagine if we took that $240,000 to the bank and we get a loan, and now we can build our own housing. We can do, affordable housing in the community, as long as your kids and your family is actually in our workshops, in our programs, and actually elevating their minds. But it's gonna take some time, but with just a small number of 1,000 people, in Grand Rapids, I did the math. In Grand Rapids, there's 196, so I did the research, excuse me. It's 196,000 residents in Grand Rapids, Michigan. 61, I believe, around 60% is Caucasian, and only 17.9% is African American. That's about 35,000 African Americans. Now, if we just ask for 1,000 of us to come together at $20 a month, by the end of the year, we can come up with $240,000. Not only can we start our own Roth IRA, and we can, allow some type of compound interest to grow on top of that, but we can take that to the bank and we can have access to building our own homes. In creating affordable housing. Housing is just ridiculous these days. It's so ridiculous, and it's very difficult to even be approved for a house because they want 3 times the monthly rent. And how do you show that, with only one income, or 2 incomes? Sometimes it's typically just one income, so it's just very important for us to try to make it as cost friendly as possible, and also have volunteers to host workshops, because we don't know how to do everything. We know the basic life skills, but if we can have a workshop where we're teaching, the young men how to change a tire, or how to, put new brakes on your car. There's not too many men that are teaching these things no more. So if we can bring your son, who got a mechanic, he has his own business, his own shop. If we can bring your sons to the mechanic, and the mechanic can show you, this is another life skill. These are workshops that your kids would love to, learn from. So we wanna make it as exciting as possible, and not only just for the kids, but the adults we need to take accountability and change our environment, change the music that we listen to. Music is very vibrational. We have to understand how it can really, change your mindset. So if we can change the music that we listen to, especially in front of the kids, if you wanna listen to it behind closed doors, that's no problem, but we have to understand that they're following everything that we do. They're paying attention to us, they're looking at us, we're their role models, and then also the food, so, which we spoke on. Go ahead, Becky, if you can turn to the next one. So healthier kids means a healthier future. This can be as big as like the Girl Scouts, like I was saying, or Avon, or Mary Kay, but better. If you can show the power of food transformation and mental clarity through lifestyle change, we can build a unity that the world isn't even prepared for, but we must adapt to. So if, like I said, if we had these type of workshops available for the kids, like, they would be at awe. Like, people would not understand, like, mannerism or etiquettes, you know what I mean? Like, we have to have that mental control where our kids are learning from the way that we move, and it starts at home first. We have to carry ourselves and, have a physical appearance where people don't look at us like, we don't know how to control ourselves, or that we're aggressive, or, they're scared. We don't want to do that. We want to show that we are knowledgeable, show that we do have, class and mannerism and respect about ourselves, and we mean something, and we can make a difference in this world. So it's very important for us to kind of understand the power in numbers when it comes down to, changing the household. So this is what I was talking about. Imagine if we had 1,000 kids, and how transforming their energy through food, entertainment, and leadership. Now imagine that 1,000 households contributing $20 a month towards these workshops to develop in their community. That's 240,000 in 1 year. So, this is basically what I was talking about. Like, we're just in Grand Rapids, Girl Scouts is nationwide, so if we had leaders in our community, and just, this is just one community, but we have leaders in multiple communities throughout that's contributing to something like this, we can literally do so many amazing things. But it starts with us. There's no handouts. You know, even if this was like a $20,000 grant because, you know, you did amazing, that doesn't go far. You know, it really doesn't. If you were to give like kids incentives for coming to a workshop class, $50 every time you show up, you know, once a week, that $20,000 is gone in 1 month. You know, so yeah, we get it, there's grants out there, but it's not enough. You know, it takes for us to build our community. It takes for us to put in and pour into it. $20 is nothing compared to what we spend money on a regular basis, especially monthly. So that's basically what our conclusion is to kind of adapt to a more, a more healthier lifestyle. And we're asking for the neighborhood and for the community to come together. It's just not, you can't do it in one session. You can't do it in one workshop. You know, it literally takes time. And like I said, that's 1 year, just $20 with 1,000 kids. Now imagine if we had 10,000. We had 10,000, what those numbers would be. You know, because there's millions of kids in Girl Scouts. You know, so if we can just get 10,000, we're not looking for millions. We're looking for a couple of thousand. If we can get a couple of thousand and we can unify and have trust and faith and understand how we can maneuver throughout, you know, this system and build ourselves up. Like I said, those 12 acres of land, we can easily build on those. Go for it.
It just reminds me of, and I'm not a fan of these people, but like there's a video with Elon Musk and his group of like the 23 like PayPal people, and they invested in each other. Everyone brought in 100,000, and then they created YouTube and PayPal and Uber and all these businesses, and now they're all millionaires, billionaires, and they're controlling everything in this country, right? And so they did something similar, right? They all contributed money, then they built each other up, and then created their businesses, and now they control everything.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's how you gain power,
Yeah.
you know? And we're not trying to necessarily gain power over the world, you know? We don't want that. We want to gain power in our community. You know, we really want to transform the way that our kids and the adults are living in this lifestyle. We don't, you know, it's too much going on. There's different ways that you can interact with the police as well. Those are workshops that we need to be able to teach our kids. You know, knowing your rights. We also have some flyers here about, I'll have him pass these out as well. Where are they? It's basically just, you know, how to know your rights and when you do deal with the police, and, you know, what's the best way and the best route to go when you know, have to face these challenges. But these are things that we would talk to the children about in our community.
How to interact with the police.
Yeah, how to interact with the police. What's your constitutional right? When to remain silent, you know? These are very important because, like I said, behavioral. We want to make sure that we speak with, you know, we speak clearly, you know, and if you do have an issue with the way that they're handling things, handle it in court. You know, don't handle it right there in front of the police.
And they got an office of unlawful, unenforcement. Brandon runs the office that you can complain about the police to. They have public hearings and nobody shows up to complain.
You're right, because I also work at the library, and they have the mayor Mondays every first month of the first month of every Monday. The mayor comes to the library to discuss these type of topics. Last Monday, it was literally like 5 or 6 people in the whole auditorium. You know, and there was, you know, there's nobody to speak and voice for us. You know, I went to, shortly after COVID happened, I went to the Board of Education with my son because he can't wear that mask all day. You know, he has like asthma. It was too difficult for him. You know, so little things like that, I had to go to the school board just to be heard. And everyone knew that I was coming to present, but it took me to stand up and say, hey, this meeting is about to be over, and you see my son is right here. We haven't even got a chance to speak, you know? And it's like, if you don't put yourself out there, have to put yourself out there. And that's just like our biggest thing is like, how can we, right now, there's only 6, 7, 8 of us. There's only 8 of us in here. So how do we even get the word out to people, other than, my regulars who do have our product, But if we were at these stores and the kids were there, people pay attention to kids. People listen to kids, people see kids and they know that they're the future. So our goal is really to tackle this and make kids more understanding of what power that they hold. So that's our biggest thing is to kind of, force more emphasis on, bringing the kids to life, and building a community through the children, because that's where the future lies. So, I believe I have one more, but I think that might be it. Yep, that was it.
So thank you.
Yes, go for it.
Do you, have, with the young adults, have you ever had to formulate an argument or a way to convince people to, not take weed all the time for their stress management?
So, that's a good question. So I don't have any younger people that I had to kind of formulate to stop taking weed, but I'm an advocate myself and I can vouch for the withdrawals that, it comes with, but it's possible. So a lot of people think that weed is almost addicting now because it's so difficult for you to stop smoking it now. So, what was that?
She said it's a herb.
But it's not anymore though, because you
Right.
have to understand why did it get legalized?
Because they
want taxes.
They want tax things too.
Taxes, but
There we
you
go.
have to
They
know
add
it's
things
not
to
the
it.
same.
That's why it's not backyard anymore.
Oh,
There
It's
we
not
go.
no backyard boogie.
It's not the
Not
backyard.
the backyard.
It's not that bro put in the oven,
So,
dry it out, it's not that.
This is not a cheater.
So, but if you are dealing with someone that is trying to get off of marijuana and it's addicting, that's where I come in as a coach to give them a certain outlook on not smoking weed or putting it away for a few hours, try something new to do. So that's where I come in and kind of coach on that type of behavior.
And the workshops is there so we can keep them busy. So that's our point is to create these workshops so your kids aren't running the streets. You know where they are every Wednesday from 5:30 to 7:30. They're not ripping and running the streets with their friends, doing the drugs and all of that. That's our goal is to kind of pull you out of that lifestyle. Go ahead.
I got grandchildren, some of them in the same household, for the $20 a month, you want one family contribute,
So
or each child?
it will be per child.
Uh.
Yep, it will be per child. So if there's 3 children in the household, it'll be $60 a month. Yep. Which we do. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Do y'all do education because I work at a middle school and my parents give their kids THC, gummies.
Mm.
Serious?
Yeah.
You catch kids smoking vapes all the time, 6th graders.
Yeah.
My son stole it.
So,
So,
and some parents don't think that that's gonna have an effect on your child whose brain isn't even fully developed. So you just take parents on that too.
so like I was saying to this lady here, we will find a different route to take on that. Such as not being able to quit right away. There's also CBD, which is a healing herb. You're not getting high. It's not making you have anxiety or making you feel a certain way, giving you heart flutters, different things of that nature that they're saying that THC is doing to you now because they have put so many different chemicals in it, as she was saying. So,
And little do you know, this is what's the addicting part. Constantly putting something to your mouth. Even when you smoking cigarettes, that's what's more addicting. Yeah, you're used to that habit, taking that break to do this. So if you do transfer to the CBD that doesn't have THC in it, you still have your habit, but you broke one part of it. So it takes time to kind of transfer into a different lifestyle, but there's different steps that we're willing to take with people in order to transfer into this lifestyle. We were certified through the state of Michigan to create a home health care business. So now what we're gonna focus on is not creating a home healthcare business, but focusing on behavioral. So if you do have a kid that has any type of behavioral issues, now they can come to us because he specializes in that. He's dealt with autistic kids, you know, he's dealt with kids
Autistic,
that have.
Down syndrome, and I've done it for 10 years. I also was in the, field of the elderly, and them transitioning to hospice. Before that, just dealing with young children and adults that just had strictly behaviors, just didn't know how to cope in the home. So with my years of experience, and that's why I'm trying to transition it into more of a health thing instead of someone just, from what I've seen when working in these group homes and things, they're really not trying to help you. They're just there, helping you cope with what's going on with you. And my thing is to get you out into nature, to get you to detox your body, to get you to tap into positive things, to get you to tap into oneself. As some don't know, first law is self-love. We gotta love ourselves. We gotta nurture ourselves. We gotta talk to ourselves in positive ways in order for that to brush off onto everybody else. So that's my approach.
Does Medicaid offer funding for that?
Yes,
That's what I'm gonna get figured
Yeah,
out.
that's what we're trying to get licensed for.
Cause I have a home care business too, and I seen the options with the mental health and behavior, but I didn't know I know about those, but I didn't know if Medicaid covers those or not, but.
You
There's a
got
lot of
just,
kids that could benefit from that.
and that's what going through the state of Michigan, right?
Yep. So it has to be like some type of, like if they get SSI or something like that, or, you know, if they get approved for like home care, you know, we will still be considered under home care, but we just specialize in, towards targeting the younger, or the mental behavioral instead of the, elderly.
And I heard they're offering respite hours too for like the kids who are neurodivergent, and, so parents can get a break, but they're starting to do respite hours for those kids as well.
Okay.
And that's something that we wanna get involved in, you know. Like I said, I'm a mother of 4, and you know, time goes by so fast that you're like, I don't have time to do anything. I don't have time to prepare a healthy meals. I might have to order pizza today. You know, how do you learn time management and also spread that type of energy to your kids so we can balance out life, you know? So little things like that, you know, people need breaks, you know? And if we can be there for the parents, because we know we've been there, we've done that already, you know, we want to do that. We want to offer that. Go ahead. Did you have a question?
I did earlier, but, I guess like, well, I have another question then.
Go ahead.
I'm a therapist that works with, autistic ADHD, OCD, all the diagnoses. I hate, diagnosis, that's colonized, but, you know, and, one of the big things is like just working with, you know, supplements to help with getting, like, cause some of these behaviors are linked to deficiencies, right, in magnesium, and,
Correct.
depression is linked to vitamin D deficiency. You know, vitamin B is more anxiety, and so I was just curious if you like, cause that's something I don't see a lot, is places that are helping people with their nutritional aspects, so that at first, and then going into lifestyle changes, and then, you know, going into, cause all those impact behavior and
For sure.
and managing it, I guess.
Well, I know you kind of came in a little bit later,
Yeah,
but,
sorry.
no, you're fine, no worries. What we were discussing earlier was our CMOS product. So if you did you get a pamphlet at all?
Yeah.
Okay, so on that pamphlet, it basically tells you like, well, it doesn't tell you, but it has like a picture of our CMOS product. Our CMOS product has 92 minerals out of the 102 in the human body. So, it's a mucus decongester, it's antiviral, antibacterial, it helps mental clarity, it helps with joint and, muscle, aches in the body. It's a lymphatic cleanse, which is basically just like your blood vessels in your body, but it cleanses, it's literally throughout your whole body, but it's your liquid immune system. So that's the biggest, difference about our product compared to a lot of other products, is that it literally tackles every organ in the body. It also helps with thyroid support. So our goal is to kind of transition the children into taking these healthy supplements rather than, just, you know, hopping a Flintstone vitamin, cause these things are what's gonna help clear that mind, help clear that brain fog and allow them to be more active and, have more energy. So it's a natural energizer. So our goal is really to have the kids come in and help sell these products. Like how you have the world's finest chocolate, you have this, you as the mother or the parent or, father, you take it to your job and you're like, hey, do you wanna, my kid is selling chocolate. Do you buy some to support the school or whatever? No, hey, my kid is selling whole food supplements, superfood. This is a brochure for you. Look it over and let me know if you're interested. If they sell 25 CMOS jars, then they get, a gift card or they get a free skating rink visit or, you know what I mean? They have different incentives and prizes that they may get. But the goal is to kind of create just like a Girl Scout, but instead of selling cookies, we're selling health.
Health as well. You gotta understand that outside of material life and everything that is surrounded us, you rather be healthy so you can try again in case you do lose everything. You rather be in your superior form that God has given you to always rise every day to be the greatest you can be.
Yeah, so that's our biggest goal. So if you guys can help us spread the word, our business is called No Capacity. The Village is something that we're trying to create for workshops in our community. We have the space for it. We have the tools. We have the utensils that we need. All we really need is the community to jump on board. So once we get the community on board and we can, learn together and process things together, those workshops will flourish. Our goal is to do more home remedies, more indoor, activities with the kids. And not only just the kids, but the parents getting involved as well. We have a law enforcer, we have, somebody that's on the school board for behavioral specialists, so we do have the resources, or we have the people, but we need the kids, and the parents.
Sometimes it's better to go to them, cause it's hard, like, to get people to come.
Yes. So that's why we're here, because we need to, reach out to more people. Our goal is to kind of get in the school system and see how we can collaborate in different ways. So, this is our third year being licensed through the state with our product, but we now need to, we're tackling different marketing strategies, and we know that we want to get the kids more involved. But thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Thank you. It's a pleasure so much. I appreciate you both.
I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you. For sure.
Don't forget to drop your evaluation forms down